Welcome back. We're back again, behind the green and gold. Just want to begin by thanking everybody for checking us out. It's been the response has been great. We want to thank Leanne's Fine Jewelry. The views just keep going up, and we're so thankful that you're getting to hear these stories about these athletes. And today, we're honored to have Ellen Spigner with us. Ellen, welcome.
Thank you.
Now, I'm just going to right off the bat say this. You are probably the most decorated athlete that we've had on this podcast yet. And I'm not all the way back from high school. We're going to get into all that. But Ellen is a senior. Counting down the days?
Not really.
You were just telling me before that it's just flying by.
It's gone by so fast.
And you think that it wouldn't, but I told her just wait. If you think it's flying by now. Ellen is from Nashville, Arkansas, the home of the Scrappers, right? Mm-hmm. I tried to figure out what a scrapper was. I mean, you think about it, you know what a scrapper is, like somebody that just gets after it. But is there an actual scrapper mascot?
There is not, no.
It's kind of like the Golden Suns. And
yeah,
so you
exactly.
went from not an actual mascot to another no actual mascot. Nashville, Arkansas, population 4,100. Does that sound about right?
Yep.
All your life there?
All my life.
Family there still?
Yeah.
Your high school had between 400 and 500?
Yeah.
And
yeah, total probably. I
Yeah.
think I graduated with like 120.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
So, orange and black. I have I love green and gold, obviously, but also my high school colors were orange and black.
Yeah.
So, I like that too. Senior, and you've been here all 4 years at Arkansas Tech. You're engaged?
I am.
Wedding planning right now?
Wedding planning.
Does he help at all with that?
Not really. He
Yeah.
doesn't really know what's going on.
That's good. That's just have him show up. That's all he has to do.
Exactly.
So let's talk about your beginning, how it all started for you. First time you picked up a golf club. Do you remember that?
I don't, but they said I was like 4-ish, but Dad wouldn't let me go out to the golf course or nothing.
Right.
He made me get out in the yard, and he mowed a fairway in the...
Oh, that's cool.
He made me hit balls out there, but I grew up also playing basketball and softball, so he was like, you need to just kind of take your time, and we'll grow as we get older.
So when did you know that, hey, wait a minute, this might be something I want to do on the next level?
I was probably 12-ish.
Actually, when you were in 7th grade in geography class with Coach Worthen, he said, what do you want to do when you grow up? In 7th grade geography class, and you said, I want to be a professional golfer. Do you remember that?
I do remember that, yep.
Yeah. I had a good long talk with Coach.
That's funny.
And a few of the things that your coach said, well, first of all, you were a 4-time qualifier in the National High School Invitational. Mm-hmm. And he said the thing that really set you apart was your work ethic. Like, he made the statement that you didn't want days off. You want to just get out there and...
Yeah.
And he said the swing was always there, but it took you a little bit to get the other stuff down. And never interested in an off day. And he said you were a 3-sport athlete, and you were good at basketball and probably even better at softball.
Yeah,
he said you were a really good softball player. He did say that if you decided to become a professional golfer, he would take a leave of absence from school and be your caddy. He'd carry the bag for you.
I've heard that many times.
Hey, I'd do it too. And honestly, he said that you set a whole new standard for Nashville golf. Tell us about your accomplishments in high school, just starting with high school.
In golf, I mean, I was in the state tournaments when you really get like most of your competition in high school golf in Arkansas because it's not that stout.
Right.
But my freshman year, I tied for 3rd at state, and then we had to go into a playoff, and I won that in 3 holes, so that was a pretty big deal, and got to go to the overall.
You won state as a freshman.
Well, I got 3rd.
3rd.
3rd. And then my junior year or sophomore year, I got 2nd, and then junior year, won it, shot 5 under. It was like my personal best, like in a tournament.
Right.
And then senior year, went into another playoff for 3rd and won it. So I went all 4 years to state overall. And that was a pretty big deal because, like, when you go there, you have the top 15 in Arkansas.
Right.
And there's been some go to Arkansas. There's one she's at Oklahoma State. She was really good. But,
that's a very storied high school career. So when did you start thinking, I want to do this in college?
Probably my freshman year. Because, like, schools can't really talk to you till you're, like, a junior or something like that. But there's a picture, and it's funny. There's a picture of me at the state overall tournament, and I think it's on hole, like, 2, and it's always at Pleasant Valley in Little Rock.
Right.
And there's a picture in the distance. Amy is there because she was the coach at the time.
That's right.
And she was actually kind of starting to talk to Coach about me and stuff like that. And I'll never forget it because he was like, do you know who that woman is standing back there? And I couldn't see her shirt or nothing. I just saw she had on green and gold.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know who that is? I was like, I don't know. Are they from Baylor? And he was like, no, you got your standards a little high. And I was like, dang, okay. But at the time I was so young, I didn't really know.
Right. Well, that's
where all the schools.
That's kind of crazy. That's almost foreshadowing of what would happen.
Yeah.
So at that point, they started talking to you, getting letters, getting phone calls, all that. What happened for you to come to Arkansas Tech?
Honestly, I came here on a visit my sophomore year, I think it was, and I met a few of the girls, and I just really loved how nice Amy was, and she just made it feel like a big family and stuff like that. And I knew that there was a bunch of success here, and I knew I wanted to come to a school where I could make an impact. Because, like, some girls, they want to go D1. All athletes want to go D1.
Right.
But I wanted to go somewhere where I knew I could play, and I really wanted to make a difference. And so that's kind of what I did to pick Arkansas Tech.
Well, I would say you made a difference. You're third most victories in Tech history, and the season's not done yet.
Season's not done.
You've already had 3 wins this season. You're tied for second most individual victories. So, there's that whole thing between D1 and D2. And a lot of times you could go D1 and just be a number.
Yeah.
Or you could go D2 and be in the history books. And that's exactly what you did, which is very impressive. 4-time All-Arkansas Preps golf team in high school, 4-time All-Conference, 4-time district medalist, 4-time All-State. That's pretty impressive. Good job. So you met with Amy. Mm-hmm. What was your first impression when you walked on? Had you been to campus here before?
I had not. No. I thought it was beautiful. There's a bunch of people were nice to you. They just welcomed you in. And as a little kid from a small town, I thought this place was pretty big. But
yeah. And it is, and we say this all the time, it's such a nice campus. So
it is.
You mentioned your dad. Was he the driving force that got you into golf, you think?
Yeah.
Is he a big golfer?
Oh, yeah.
Can you beat him?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking when I was talking about you getting married, what about your fiance? Does he play golf?
He does not, no.
But there's going to be this time, I can foresee this happening, when his buddy calls up and says, hey, you want to play in a golf tournament with us? We need you and somebody else. And he's like, oh, yeah, I got you. I got you. I may not be any help, but I'm bringing the wifey along. So your dad, how'd your dad get you into golf? He was just playing and you saw him playing?
Yeah, basically, my dad's one of my best friends. And so, it was just whatever he did, I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And they always said when I was little, I was just in his back pocket the whole time.
That's right.
So
you pick up the golf club, and when did you start realizing, hey, I'm pretty good at this?
Pretty young. I knew there was definitely room for improvement, but I knew at the age I was better than all my buddies and stuff like that.
That's cool. So what's been your biggest challenge as a golfer? It could be from high school, from early starting on to college. What's been your biggest challenge?
Probably just, I know I've always been good, and there's always been girls that are better than me. But if I just stay patient, it'll come, and I've seen that over the last 2 years.
That's awesome. So, what has been your favorite game, or favorite moment, favorite match as a Golden Sun?
Obviously I've had 4 wins, but this last one a couple weeks ago was probably my favorite because both my parents were there.
Oh, that's cool.
And that was, Mom's been to one tournament that I've won, but Dad's a farmer and he can't get away. And this one was in Arkansas, so he got to come, and it was pretty special.
Well, and you just mentioned that. So it takes a lot of work ethic to be a athlete and a student. But then you just mentioned your dad's a farmer. So, I mean, that probably you come by that, honestly. Those guys work from daylight to dark. So you feel like that you can attribute your work ethic to your dad?
For sure, yeah.
That's awesome. So coming to the end of school, you happy about that?
Yeah.
What's next for you in after school?
Just really like I'm probably gonna go back home, do an internship, see if the job is really what I want to do.
That's
and
good.
Just start a life.
What's your major?
Ag business.
Ag business, yeah. Going into the family business. Couldn't help it, right?
Yeah.
So what's some lessons that you've learned from coaches or teammates?
Learning to be obviously from my teammates, just learning to be a better person and just always cheer on your friends and just be there for them whenever they need them.
It's a weird dynamic, too, with college golf because it's both an individual sport and it's a team sport.
For sure, yeah.
So, and that's the only sport that's like that,
Yeah.
is where you want to do well for yourself, but then also you want your others to do well. It's weird. And, you know, y'all finished in the last tournament. You finished first and the team finished second. So close. I was following you on the live stats, and it was so close to winning that one. So you also get to cheer on your teammates as well.
For sure.
So we always ask this question, too. And all but one person has said that their favorite hobby to do outside their sport is golf. So you can't say that. What's your favorite hobby or activity you like to do outside of your sport?
I like to fish and hunt and just hang out with friends and family.
That's awesome. Yeah, there's some good hunting in the Nashville area down there. What's been your best teammate or funny teammate story? And that can go all the way back, and it could be any sport. But when I say funny teammate story, what comes to mind for you?
Probably the Destin. My sophomore year. We were coming back from Destin, and Kylie Rayberger. She's one of my best friends. She's my maid of honor at my wedding, cool. And she's definitely been one of my favorite teammates I've ever had. And we were coming back, and she doesn't wear contacts very often, but she had them in. We were coming back. And she got it stuck in her eye, and I can't, it was so funny. I can't express how funny it was. She had it stuck in her eye, and I was yelling at her. I was like, just get it out. I will get it out for you if you can't get it out, because she doesn't like touching her eyes, and it was a big ordeal, but it was so funny.
That could be a traumatic moment, too.
Yeah. She didn't like it, but I thought it was funny.
Little fast break here. What's your favorite class?
Probably, I took bowling my junior year, and it was really, really fun. I was the bowling champion.
Oh.
Bryson was the men's bowling champion.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you're raising a D1 bowler is what
exactly.
you're going to have. Who he also played baseball here.
He did play baseball, yes.
So, man, just keep in touch with Tech, because we're going to have these athletes funneling in here. Pre-game song.
Not necessarily just mine, but the team's is The Largest by Big X. We played it in Tulsa and won. So that was designated.
It's got to start there, right?
Exactly.
What would be your dream NIL deal?
It's weird, but American Hat Company. It's a cowboy hat company,
Nice.
And a guy back home, he was like, "If you ever turn professional, I can get you an NIL deal, and you'll be the only person wearing a cowboy hat on the golf course."
That'd be cool.
Be sick.
So let's just pause right there. Any aspirations of playing on the next level?
Used to, yeah. But I've talked to a bunch of people, and it's just a lot of money, and
it takes a long time to get there. It's a long grind.
And
you're just ready to start that next chapter of your life. I love it.
Yeah.
Who's your funniest teammate that you've ever had?
Probably Kylie.
Yeah, we heard all about that. So what's one word that you would use to describe this team right now?
Unwavering.
Ooh, I like that. So out of all the accolades that you've had, you're only the 10th player to be 3-time All-GAC. Did you know that?
Did not.
That's pretty good. I think that's probably one of the best. And it's about to be 4-time. I mean, let's just be real. You'll enter there's only been 5 players to be All-GAC 4 times. So you're establishing a record there that's probably not going to be broken here at Arkansas Tech. And that's why I said probably the most decorated athlete that we've had. Just a few other things. What's been your game changer moment? could you focus on one moment that's been like, man, that's been like a game changer?
I mean, in golf, like they always say, you drive for show and you putt for dough.
Right.
There's sometimes I get too focused on just wanting to hit balls on the range, which, I mean, at the level we're at, it's just going to come easy to you at that point. But I really had to focus in on like my short game and putting and chipping and stuff like that, because I've always been able to hit the ball well. Like that's my strength, is I've always been able to hit irons and drivers and stuff like that easily. It's the short game that you really got to work on, and I channeled that in last semester, and it's paid off.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, man. And that's the weirdest thing about golf is like, I can look at a swing and think, oh, that's a good swing. But people who really know what they're talking about, they did about 10 things wrong right there. And it's so much the wrist, the hips, all that. So I'll just drive the cart. I'll just drive the cart around and bring snacks. That's what I did in San Antonio. I was the team mom. So you told us the song that y'all play to get hype, but if your pregame playlist that's in your earbuds, what are you listening to?
Mainly just listen to like country music. Like, it's just
we on that San Antonio trip, we talked about some 80s country music. Mm-hmm. That's just that's my favorite. Yeah. So what's the favorite course you've ever played?
Probably the California course we played at. It was called the Quail. We played there last year. It was super nice. That was also the first tournament I'd ever won, and it was really, really nice.
That's cool. What's your dream course? I mean, does everybody want to play Augusta?
Augusta,
yeah. I mean,
sure.
Pebble Beach, those.
Yeah.
Maybe somewhere over in Scotland, somewhere.
Maybe, yeah.
And that's where golf was invented, wasn't it?
I think so. Something like that.
Well, we'll just say that golf was invented in Scotland. Mark it down. All right, Ellen. Big things coming for you. Graduation, wedding, but you got still some golf left to play.
Still got some golf left.
And it's coming up quick. The GAC tournament. When
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
We'll be watching. We like to end every podcast with what we call the final 10 rapid fire questions. Some have not been as rapid as others, but here we go. You ready?
Sure.
What is one word that best describes you as an athlete?
Determined.
I like that. What motivates you to work hard when no one is watching?
I want to be the best.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. What part of your sport do you love the most?
The community.
It is a cool community that I've got to witness that at that tournament. What is the hardest part of being an athlete that people don't see? The
everyday grind.
In your sport, the weather.
The weather comes into a lot.
Sometimes it's freezing out there. What sound or moment during your sport makes you feel the most alive?
When the ball goes in the hole.
That is a cool sound.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a distinctive sound. You're right. What sound or moment from your sport do you least enjoy?
When it hits a tree.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Who's had the biggest impact on you as an athlete?
My family, my parents.
I love that. What is a lesson sport has taught you that applies to everyday life?
Being patient.
I like that. If you weren't playing your current sport, what activity or career would you want to do or try?
If I wasn't playing golf, I'd probably want to still play softball.
Which I heard you were pretty good. You may have some eligibility left, one more year, come back. And the last question is, and it's coming close for you, when people of this community think of you, when the years have passed, when you're inducted into the Green and Gold Hall of Fame, what do you hope they remember?
Hope they remember just me as a person. Like, I want to set an example to, you can be good at your sport, but I also want to be a good person.
That's great. Great job, Ellen. Another great episode. We do want to thank Leanne's Fine Jewelry for helping us so much, being our sponsor. You can check us out on all streaming platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. It's going to be on YouTube. It'll be on Facebook. Thank you so much. And thank you for listening to these stories of these great athletes behind the green and gold.